The million-dollar question is here: how much intel, how much strategy has GACHIKUN prepared for XIAN? Because you didn't expect he was going to qualify via the LCQ, so GACHIKUN had to take a massive amount of consideration into doing that. No conversion off of that trade with the crouching media punch there, but already piling on the pressure to XIAN right now.
Like these throws, repeat in the corner, tries to go for the cross-up whiff. Doesn't mean he's not going to get the perfect punish, the perfect parry. No combo to close it out. The empty low after the dash. GACHIKUN making quick work on this round one, but that happens. These are the best players in the world. One round can go by the wayside.
Oh, for sure, and you got to pay attention as well is when GACHIKUN does set up the safe jump. Because Kimberly doesn't have a traditional reversal, she has to rely on level 1, she has to rely on drive reversal. They might not be the conscious decision to make at the time when you are trapped in the corner. We're going to get Yasar nice and early here, Steve.
We were talking about the defensive measures versus Yasar and how people have been playing against it. GACHIKUN has definitely switched up his approach, major swing into the tornado, welcome to Twister, big damage on the board, and you're in the corner. GACHIKUN doesn't have any meter though, so he has to go for the mix. The overhead's gonna do it, and like I said, these rounds can go by the wayside. A perfect for GACHIKUN versus Shin.
Well, a solid statement to kick off with that first game there. Everything basically went by the textbook. He said, right, read this, and it will come into play there. And you see it, right? When he set up the safe jump, he went low. XIAN lost around for that. Now, after the tornado, the subsequent situation, he done a frame kill, went for the overhead, got it meet connected, and he lost after that as well. So XIAN, he did take a little moment to think about it. And let's see how he tries to counterplay this next round, Steve.
Yeah, and that's the thing about like RASHIT as well, man. You get knocked down, and even look, you've already taken a lot of damage, positioning not in your favor. That's when you forget about the overhead. He gets a huge conversion off of it as well. But here we go, GACHIKUN already getting right back to a familiar position with this corner in his favor. Nice anti-air, but he's actually going to get that side switch, and now we're fighting in the middle of the screen.
Drive rushes in, trying to go for a delayed overhead instead of a normal meaty forward heavy kick here, but he's still building an abundance of meter, and there is a substantial life lead on our RASHIT specialist end, but lovely meaty into the vagabond edge there, and the check. He was hunting that drive rush just so he could check it, and a lot of the players are getting a lot better at dealing with drive rush from up close and personal. They don't give themselves breathing room, but they've got the reaction time there ready. Here comes the second wind.
Here we go. I'm glad you were talking about the checking on the drive rush. One of the things we saw GACHIKUN do versus Blast was check with jab on the drive rush. Great defense right there versus the Yasar fighting out of the corner. Shin gets a hit, back to the middle of the screen, and that's another thing about Kimberly combos. Great carry across the screen, and she has great wall pressure. But you got a reversal on the side of RASHIT, so you got to be careful.
Oh, he tried to press the button after that, plus on block. Cyclone.
Into the level 3, turn my music up. It's gonna last a little second. This power-up is definitely something you can use versus a character like RASHIT.
I think he can try and risk a burnout here, XIAN, and it looks like he tried, but we saw a perfect parry on GACHIKUN's end. Try to go for a shimmy, but XIAN gets perfect parried. That would be one of the most pivotal parries here because XIAN has no meter to deal with. Drive gauge offline, which guarantees the stun. I don't think he's dead from this combo, Steve, but he will build a Yasar.
The level 1 might barely do it, but I'm not sure.
Squeeze it, everything.
Do it. Survey says dead. Oh my gosh. Yo, my man milked that combo. He squeezed all the juice out of that bad boy. Great combo. GACHIKUN cashing out. This is what I like to see when it comes to character loyalists. I am a character loyalist. I very rarely switch characters in a tournament, but in a tournament like this, sticking to your guns in a game like Street Fighter 6 when it's a very matchup heavy game, lets you know just how good of a player GACHIKUN is. 2 games up right now versus Shin.
But he's failing to keep up at the moment, XIAN. I don't know how much experience he has against RASHIT, just in the Asian region in general. It actually is showing in his gameplay right now because he's losing a lot of the interactions, especially in the first 19 seconds of the match, Steve.
Already stuck in this corner, and this is a familiar situation for Shin, and this is not good. GACHIKUN in full control, goes for the throw this time. Nice little mini shimmy.
Again, so it's interesting because it is difficult for RASHIT to get a successful anti-air against Kimberly. He blocked, I think he blocked, and he's going to close it out.
Jeez.
Not a perfect, but it was a ghetto one, so we'll take that. But anytime it's a dead zone that he can't really anti-air, he's going to go for a perfect carry. And XIAN doesn't expect him to do that because spinning mixer hits both sides.
And on top of that, we got to say, GACHIKUN's perfect parry is not only in this set, but just overall, wow.
Here he comes. Wow. He baited him, actually.
Yeah, I saw.
No. He's always coming up with new situations, new frame kills with this character, man. Always been as innovative as can be. Still got on the block, though, but XIAN's on the prowl here, Steve.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's see. Let's see if Chen can get something started, man. We haven't seen much on the setup. What a whip punish using a drive rush to get the punish counter. Fights back to the middle of the screen, and this is the momentum you don't want to have. Oh, no.
No, you do not want to lose like that. He ran into two sandals, and it's going to put him into the lower bracket here. GACHIKUN reigning supreme.